Okay. I took the time to take a quick bite to eat. Yeah. Yes, I'm back. Yay! Except for my cat's trying to step on my keyboard. There we go. Thank you. It was a beef capari or something. Yeah, yeah. And I'm doing good. How about you? Have you been having a nice relaxing day? Oh, it's good to hear. Well, that's nice. So you have 2 weeks off? Hmm. I usually take the week before Christmas off because I do Christmas shopping and wrapping and all that. But you could sleep in. Why not? Your body just won't let you? Yeah, no. I actually like to go to sleep between 2 and 3, so waking up before it's not something that I would do. Okay, so if you guys watched the story before, like right before, we had to make the decision of whether we're gonna go collect souls to try and wake up this sleeping person, or if we're gonna just say, I don't remember them anyway, so I'm just gonna ignore it. So, yeah. Good morning. I trust you've made up your mind. Will you collect the souls I have asked for, or would you prefer to stay stuck in this festering swamp? All right. No need to get your horns in a twist. I'll do as you ask. You haven't given me much choice. Well, apparently we don't get the choice. Splendid. As it happens, I can always already sense the first four souls seek. 2 are in the forest, another in the swamp to the north, and the last in the fields to the south. Could you be more specific? Namely, near a shapely stump, perhaps inside a tree with a face, by an overgrown mushroom grove? What do I look like, a compass? Go out there and look for yourself. New chapter, The Sleeping Maiden. Well, that's interesting. I just made it so now there's a thing on the side. I'm curious. What time do you usually wake up if 4 a.m. is late for you? No. Mm-mm. Yeah, I am not a morning person, so the only thing I have going for me is I'm not grouchy in the morning, but I do not wake up easily. And that early, We get all the little collectible things in here. Uh, This is really only the one portal I can go in so far? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna distract it. Oh, he's chasing me. Not very nice of him. Hmm. Okay. I wonder how long they stay asleep. Okay. Kind of feel bad. But apparently I'm supposed to chop that thing. You approach a young woman weeping sorrowfully into her palms. She catches her breath for a moment and looks out longingly over the placid lake. "Oh, my sweet songbird, why have you forsaken me to a life devoid of your love?" Tears well up in her eyes as she buries her face once again. You consider leaving this melodrama well enough alone, but something about the poor girl reminds you of the maiden slumbering under your house. You draw out a tattered handkerchief and offer it to the maiden. I just realized that my game's not centered right. Because I decided to go full screen, I think. There we go. That looks better. You draw out a tattered handkerchief and offer it to the maiden. There, there. Dry your eyes, my child, and tell old Granny what the matter is. Oh, thank you. You're very kind. She takes the cloth and daintily dabs the corners of her eyes. Swallowing the last of her sobs, she composes herself before sighing wistfully. Are you crying? But you shouldn't be crying. It's your days off. No need to cry. Yes, that is true. You'll have more time to hang out with everybody while you're off. I mean, that's what I did during my last vacation. That was the week that I actually streamed a lot because, yeah, I had time off. She takes the cloth and daintily dabs the corners of her eyes. Swallowing the last of her sobs, she composes herself before sighing wistfully. It's my beloved, such a sweet and romantic man. With the voice, such a sweet and romantic man, with a voice of a meadowlark. I get it. He dumped you. Well, don't worry. There's plenty of other frogs in the swamp. What? No, he loves me, and I him. Though our families would never allow us to be together. He'd come and sing outside my balcony every night. I think so. Because you were there when you guys had me do Connect the 7 TV. I mean, as long as you don't abuse it, which I don't see you doing, I don't see any reason with you not having it. So yeah, you can add emotes if you want. Yeah, I'm really bad about adding that kind of stuff, so the more people that I have it that I can trust to not abuse it, the better. Yeah. One night we both vowed to escape and meet by this lake. Her lip quivers. I waited and waited under the waning moon, even past the morning sun, but he still didn't reveal himself. Tough break. Maybe he just wasn't that into you. The woman snaps at you with sudden vitriol. He would never abandon me. We're destined to be together. She slips back into a melancholic gaze out over the lake. Even now, I can still hear the beautiful melody of his lute coming from across the water. Over the dull sounds of lapping waves and quacking waterfowl, faint notes of some faraway stringed instrument whisper through the reeds. Oh, I hear it too. Maybe you aren't just mad in love. It's coming from somewhere in the middle of the lake. He's out there somewhere. I just know it. She crumbles into another dramatic bout of inconsolable tears. Well, I find it really funny that she's like being so dramatic, and the person you're playing, is like, yeah, he probably abandoned you. Now, I'm sure it's just some echo bouncing off the shore. I'll go find where this charty bard is of yours has run off to. Um, Wait a second. Oh, okay. Apparently I started a different quest than the one I was already on. Okay, is it like a side quest? The music seems strongest on this shore, but even here you can't quite place the source. It seems to be emanating from a half-sunken ruin poking out of the lake's waters. Maybe that fool bard's hiding way out there. Bah! But I swim as well as a hen flies. Suddenly, some unseen voice chitters mockingly into your ear. Ho ho hee hee, ta musical man you'll never see. You spin around, but no one's there, just a nattering laughter bouncing on the wind. Who's there? Show yourself, spirit! You snap your hand around the elusive creature and squeeze. Ack! Let me go, you knobby pot! You're crushing the life out of me! You trifling little pest! What do you know about this music? Music? What music? All I hear is the slappin' waves and the peepin' birdies. Your wrinkly old ears must be full of bugs. Don't you play smart with me. I'll pop off your head like a daisy. So violent. Oh, you mean that music? It's the sound of the snake's traveling circus. I thought everyone knew that. Circus stays still, but door's the thing that travels, you see. And right now, the door's out on that lake, but you'll never get in. Naihi. You give the wretched sprite a good shake, and a shower of glittering dust sheds off its wings. Tell me how to cross the lake, or I'll make a necklace from your teeth. Ack! Only Fey folk can show the way. Dirty fairies built a bridge. Keep all you big folk out, unless the snake invites them in. You're a fairy, aren't you? Where's this bridge? Ha! We're a pixie, not one of those flamby-pamby mushroom murders. Besides, the bridge is invisible to big stompers like you. The creature peers over your shoulder and waves his tiny arms. Oh, look! There's a fairy now. Why don't you ask her? You turn to look, but in your moment of distraction, the pixie sinks his sharp teeth into your finger. Ouch, you sneaky little blighter! Springing free from your grasp, the slippery monster chitters a laugh and vanishes in a cloud of smoke. You look down at your dust-covered hand. Fairy or not, this bridge must be around here somewhere. Pushing aside thrushes and cattails, you find a strangely carved pedestal. It might be mistaken for a bird bath if you didn't know any better. As you run your fingers around the edge of the bowl, the remaining pixie dust on your hand flakes off, as if drawn by an invisible force. Crude pictographs appear on the surface of the basin. They depict a coiled snake presiding at the center of some kind of festival. Directions on how to reveal the bridge are carved on the outside. You see symbols resembling fey dust, dancing fireflies, and bird feathers. Okay, so I need to get 2 more bird feathers. Each of the fireflies alights along the edge of the pole, stepping delicately until they are evenly spaced. You shake out the fine dust onto the bowl, and it settles evenly onto its inside surface. Okay. Time to catch me some birds. Placed into the basin, the feathers arrange themselves in a perfect triangle symmetry. The basin begins to glow a soft yellow as the fireflies rise from the muck within. They begin to dance up and down, drawing circles high above the bowl. Glitter rains down gently, shimmering as it catches rays of sunlight. Slowly, the particles trace the form of a bridge leading to the edge of the water, from the edge of the water to the center of the lake. You tentatively test the strength of the spectral walkway and find that it is as strong as if it were made of solid stone. Draped in glittering jewelry, the serpent stares intently into the crystal ball as you approach. Welcome, my dear, welcome. I saw that you would come here in search of answers. Pah! I just came here in search of a bard. That's him outside, right? With the lute? The minstrel? Yes. He is working off a debt to me. All those folk out there seem a touch addled. What did you do to them? They're all humble folk looking for something, just as you are. I am here to provide them with my services in exchange for a bit of work. So what are you, some sort of carnival wizard? You're making quite the racket in my forest. A wizard? No, no, no. I am a seer, a scryer of the hidden mist, a foreteller of fortunes, and a keeper of secrets. Fancy titles you've given yourself. Sounds like you're nothing but a used cart salesman peddling your wares to the gullible. I don't have a choice to fight him, but I'm sure there's going to be something. Ah, a skeptic. Step closer and I'll let the crystal ball reveal its mysteries. The snake's voice drops low and seems to fill the tent with a heavy weight. I am a helper of sorts, an unraveler of knots. I make the forgotten remembered. You feel the scaly touch of slithering coils wind around you, but you are powerless to move. And you have forgotten much. The snake's eyes swirl in a pattern you've never seen. Imperceptible colors to collapse into themselves and fracture into kaleidoscope mosaics against the canvas walls. A voice speaks from far away. It takes you a moment to realize that it's your own. I have forgotten so much. Let me help you find your answers. The serpent's coil slowly squeezed the consciousness out of you. With a desperate push of willpower, you blink away from the snake's hypnotic gaze. Wait! Get off me, you worm! You wiggle your body like a sack of loose twigs. Despite your protesting bones, you manage to squirm free and tumble backwards out of the tent. When you open your eyes, you find yourself back outside the snake's tent. You pick yourself up from the ground and dust off your shoulders. Humph! I guess that sly serpent has some tricks up his sleeve. I'd better come up with a plan for the next time I go in there. The festival patrons seem confused after your tussle with the snake, as if the spell over them was momentarily shaken. The crowds disperse as they fumble about in a haze. Now's my chance to get a word in with that bard. Maybe I can get him out of this mess. Strumming his lute, this strapping young man has a faraway look in his eyes. Is it wistfulness? Nugs? Or even hypnosis? Wander I may, but ne'er away from she I call my lover. To my targan I stumbled in, and met the gaze of another. Curious, I stared. I was not prepared, and this was my mistake. A binding gaze, now I live my days in the service of the snake. Cry not for me, for there is she that might still see me saved. My spirits they lift, as she holds a gift from before I was enslaved. A mirror, but shattered, its pieces have scattered. If I mended, we may be set free. Down the wishing wellspring, to the swamp's moonlit ring, and hiding within a pixie's tree. I know some of the words they choose on this. What's all this about a broken mirror? You gave it to that weeping maiden? Speak plainly, you warbling fool. No matter what you do, the poor musician barely seems to realize you're there. He just keeps strumming his lute and humming his mournful tune. Ah, maybe that lovesick miss will know what he's on about. Any of the others? Oh, still my beating heart! Have you any news about my dear sweet love? I found him at the carnival, but he's been memorized by the snake. Unless I can break the spell, no one in that carnival can leave. The snake? Say it isn't so. I've heard how he grants wishes, but only for a terrible price. Why would my love be so desperate as to consort with that charlatan? I haven't a clue, but he's stuck deep. The only thing I managed to get out of him was something about a mirror. Do you know anything about that? A mirror? Oh, yes. It was the first gift he ever gave me. From inside her bodice, she produces a small, cracked hand mirror. But one night, it slipped from my balcony and shattered on the cobblestone. I tried to piece it back together, but I could never find the last 3 shards. His song mentioned something about a wishing well, a moonlit swamp, and a pixie tree? Keep that mirror close. I'll seek out the missing shards and return them to you. Oh, thank you. I should very much love to see it whole once again. The wishing well was this way, if I remember from last time. feel like I'm in the right place, but I don't know where to find it. Unless there's a different well. But I think I'm in the forest well. This garnel tree is littered with countless trinkets and bits of trash, glued haphazardly together to form a glittering hive. Yeah, it's something a little different. You reach for a sharp piece of broken glass that could be the mirror shard, but pull your hand away at the last moment. 1,000 beady eyes peer out of the tree's knotholes. I haven't played Don't Starve. Is Don't Starve in black and white? Or is it just not as many colors? A familiar cackling voice floats above the others. You again, Kettlehead. What do you want now? I've come for that mirror shard. Hand it over and I won't have to strangle you again. No way! We need shinies to keep gross fairy folk away. Best fairy repellent there is. What? Since when are fairies afraid of shiny things? Oh, okay. Well, I don't see no fairies around, do you? But maybe we can work something out. Then smelly mushroom murders have been encroaching on our turf, see? They've been building these stupid little stone shrines of theirs, and worse yet, they've been hiring mercenaries to guard them. So we can't go anywhere near. But maybe a big stomper like you can take care of the problem for us? And then you'll give me that shard? Hey, if there ain't no fairies, we won't need no fairy repellent. Dreadful doll. Okay. I'm not 100% sure, honestly. So I have to find the ingredients to get rid of the fairies. And then, yeah. Okay. A lot of times I just, like, I'm gathering whatever I come across. Yeah. So I don't have to go gather it when I specifically need it if I see it, I pick it up. Of course, I get sidetracked a lot because I probably, like, I'm going in the opposite direction I need because I see things to pick up. Because right now, in order to progress, I think I have to destroy, like, fight those fairies. And in order to fight those fairies, I have to create a doll. In order to create the doll, I have to get some ingredients from the fields and from the swamp. I think this is what it said to the... Okay, that's different. Boy, stop right where you are. Yeah, no one but soldiers are allowed into this lakeshore camp. And you don't look like no soldier. Yeah, that's not a standard issue helmet. I just came to visit my, son? I don't think so. Captain said no visitors, so buzz off. Yeah, unless you're the quartermaster, you ain't getting in. Hey, where is that nervous wreck anyway? He ought to be back with some shipment of honey by now. Okie dokie. So apparently I started another quest. Eye of Newt. Oh, that's lovely. I'm actually picking up eyeballs. Well, I am in a swamp. Yeah. Who's there? My eyes have gone milky. Please come a little closer, sister. I don't believe we've met before. Why do you call me sister? I don't need sight to see one who's also signed a dark contract. The woman looks blindly through you, though you can sense her focus. Contract? So you've had dealings with the damnable goat, too? What sort of pact did he rope you into? Oh, you know how it is. I was young, and he weren't no goat when I knew him. We used to dance naked under the blood moon, and raise the dead to frighten dull country folk. But that's ancient history now. Old age comes for us all, and eventually you've got to hang up the sacrificial dagger and settle down into the comforts of retirement. I know the feeling. I miss my cozy chair and my little fireplace. Seems like a fine spot you've got here. Well, it's not all posses and pumpernickel. She clutches worriedly at the moth-eaten blanket on her lap. What's rattled your bones? Maybe I can help? It's my dear old husband, a handsome chap. Although a bit clumsy, he had a tumble trying to weed out some swamp traps from the yard. Awful things like to snap at your toes when you're not looking. Anyways, he twisted his ankle pretty bad and went off to the sick house to have it looked at. But that was a few days ago. He should have been back by now. And these legs haven't worked right in decades, so I can't even go to check up on him. I've been so worried. I even thought about making another contract. Don't you dare! You just wait here. I'll go find him and see what the bother is. Thank you, sister. The sick house is down the road to the west. Be careful of those critters along the way. They've got a taste for blood. Yeah. They already tried to come for me once. I need her to tell me. Um, yeah, we're gonna avoid that. Oh my goodness, those are like people trees. Propped up body. The thistles nourished by this body have grown strong enough to raise it up once again. Oh, okay, that's lovely. Yeah. What's that? Snackerfice. Okay, what's a snackerfice? The thick moss growing on this massive fallen trunk seems to recoil at your touch, reveals strange etchings on the bark below. Slowly, a spark of swirling energy seeps forth from the waterlogged wood, until an ethereal doorway opens before you. Oh, that sounds like a lovely area to go into. Oh, I added blood to the inventory. That's lovely. Leech blood, but still. I think. Or the blood the leeches already ate.